Something is definitely wrong with you.
Sure.
Right here, just so we can talk here. All right. I'm Eddie Guerra.
How you doing, Eddie?
How are you, sir?
Good.
My father's a pastor.
Amen.
Okay. So I understand the message. I understand what you guys are trying to do.
Gotcha.
What I am trying to avoid is altercations and people getting into physical altercations where I'm going to have to make arrests, right? This is a private event. I completely understand your message. Again, I grew up as a pastor's kid, right? From the age of 3 to the age of 18 when I was able to decide to do my own stuff. I don't mind the message. You're on public property. So this here is considered the city. The gray stuff is considered the state, but it's all public stuff. So you are allowed to do your First Amendment stuff, right? But what I'm going to ask is just a little bit of common sense, because people are going to be going in there and drinking, having alcohol. The stuff that happens when there's alcohol involved, people start making different decisions, right? So I know the message, and if you know the message, see, look, like right now, right? You see how that's it's just not. I know the message that you're trying to do.
Let me explain. I let you talk.
You want to tell them, not us?
No. I'm going to talk to everyone, but you don't have to talk to everyone.
Irregardless of you being a pastor's kid,
Okay.
I have a right, a constitutional right to do this.
You do.
Okay.
That's what I said,
There are
you do.
men and women dying right now for my freedom on this sidewalk.
They are. Yes,
So
I agree.
it doesn't matter if they own this property, officer. That fence would be here. The mere fact that there's no
No,
fence
and I
here,
said,
yeah, it's public.
and I said, you're right.
And
I said,
because it's public, we're going to go ahead and stay here.
and you're right. What I said was, you are public, this is city, that is state, and you're actually on public property for both sides. That's why I started with that. I'm never going to try to pick the funk at anything.
I would recommend, officer, because we work with you guys, believe it or not, probably longer than you've been officer. 40 years. Usually what they do, just to keep the peace, they'll put some yellow tape and get a barricade. But for me to shut down, that would be so insane. That would be like me saying, officer, you know what, when you go into the projects, that badge is offensive. You're going to cause a problem. Get in the squad car and drive on.
No, I understand that. The bullhorn is just making it difficult to even communicate with everyone.
Yeah, but
And what I'm trying to avoid is the stuff that's going back and forth with them. You're trying to preach, you're trying to preach peace and love, right?
No, we're just preaching that first you have to show their sin. That's what we're doing.
Okay,
But this competes with the noise level. If you can shut down what's going on there, I happily put this away.
If I shut down what? The entire event?
No, just the noise. This is, if you gave me a citation for this, it wouldn't go very long, because this is keeping up with the noise level. That's all it is. If you can shut that down.
Here are my thoughts on the citation, right?
Yeah.
Unless I actually take this and confiscate it, give you a citation, and then give you a property report, it's not going to solve the issue. Even if I take this away from you, it's going to start creating an altercation between the people coming to it. I am just trying to find a middle ground where they can come to their event. You guys can do your First Amendment, but no one gets into any physical altercation. So what I am going to ask, I'm going to see if I can bring bike rails, so this way you guys can stay in your lane, they can stay here. I'm going to have officers that are going to be providing extra presence. All that I ask from your group is, yes, practice your First Amendment, but don't get into it with them where you now it's going to escalate
if it
to
gets
confrontation.
heated, officer, I'm not going to throw gasoline. Okay.
That's all I ask.
And let me tell you, if we did want to cause a problem, we wouldn't be here right now. They're going in. We would wait tonight when they come out drunk. We're going to be gone.
How long are you guys planning on staying?
That just depends. We may be here till about 6 o'clock. We might leave a little bit earlier. You put some officers in front of us, hey, I might just pull the plug a little bit earlier.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get you guys bike rails, so this way I keep everyone safe, and then I'm also going to provide it for them. Is there any way, just because of how limited I am on resources, is there any way that I can keep everyone on the same side so I can provide you guys the bike rails on the same side?
I tell you what.
Can you work with me on that one?
Usually when they see a couple of bikes or any officer, that kind of just shuts it down.
But I'm so light, brother, between the president being here, everyone being here. We have like 3,000 officers. I'm light today. That's why I'm asking you. Work with
Two bodies.
We have two bodies.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm asking, can everyone be on the same side?
What we're trying to do is get them an area where they can see in the center.
That's what I'm saying. Like here, they'll be able to see you. You can even keep your bullhorn. We'll keep the stuff here, but I'm just going to need everyone on the same side because I don't have as many options. That's all I'm asking.
How about the ones that are speaking on the side? Like the ones on the side?
long as we don't start doing that, you know what I mean? It's like we're getting into it with these. Just say your message, but it doesn't have
But
to start.
again, officer, maybe the person walked by, said something, and he's responding. Just because we get into a debate doesn't mean there's going to be a riot.
Okay, but here's the difference,
Yeah.
right? The other person's continuing walking and they're leaving. You guys are the ones that are going to be here, that I need to make sure that you guys are safe, that people don't start pounding you between now and 6 o'clock as you're doing your message.
We're not
That's
Antifa.
what I'm saying. Oh, I know.
I'm not Black Lives Matter. Trust me, we're not chaining ourselves to the door and vandalizing.
I didn't say that. I'm just trying to keep everyone from fighting each other. That's all.
I think we'll go ahead and keep it the way it is, and not a problem.
Music that turns you into a zombie. Time for you to actually praise God. Time for you to give your ears to the Word of God. You're willing to listen to this music for endless hours, but you're not even willing to listen to the Word of God. There is something terribly wrong with you. How you doing, officer?
Hey, boss. How are you, man?
Good.
All right. So I'm Sergeant Guerra, and I'm assuming I'm also on camera. So, and also you're on camera as well. All right. You're allowed to have freedom of speech, okay? But you're not allowed to have the loud bullhorn. You're not. Also, the other thing, I can tell you the sections because I know in the past, you know, people want me to actually cite what the sections are and what it is that you can and cannot do. You cannot be antagonizing them. You can't be calling them a bitch. You can't be telling them. Look,
I didn't call anybody that.
I heard you spell it out.
I said that the rappers.
Okay. Well,
the rappers call them BITCHs.
Okay.
I didn't say I'm calling them a
okay.
BITCH.
So here's the issue, right? So in the manner that you're doing it, my father used to be a pastor for 25 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I get the whole thing, what you're trying to preach. I was raised that way as well, but they didn't raise me to go try to antagonize it and make matters worse. I have to somehow preach.
Are you
it,
giving me
preach it through
spiritual
love.
advice, or are you trying to give me the law?
Okay, so the law.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to have a nice conversation with you, so this way we can. So at least this way you knew that I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't use the bullhorn, and you cannot antagonize them to the point that it's going to become an issue.
I'm not antagonizing anybody.
It's becoming antagonizing.
No.
I've been across the street monitoring it for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and then when you point this thing and you're literally telling them, look at how you're dressed, look at what you're doing.
I cannot say that.
What you're gonna do is incite someone to want to fight you.
No.
And then at that point, now we're gonna have an issue, and that's my issue.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to tell you. You need to find a better way. Freedom of speech, I get it. But if it gets to the point where people are going to try to start going at you, right? Either because alcohol, drugs, or whatever else is involved, then I'm going to either ask you to leave, or I'm going to have to arrest you for inciting a riot. Because that's what it's going to end up becoming.
I'm not inciting anybody. I'm trying to give them insight into their spiritual condition so they could see their wretched, bankrupt condition so they could turn to God. So it's not that I'm inciting anybody. I'm just trying to give them insight on what they're doing, because a lot of them are not thinking soberly. They're not thinking right. They're misguided. They're, you know, people who in many cases, you know, they just been honestly brainwashed and indoctrinated by the media and by music and by entertainment, that unless I actually you know, address what they're doing, then they might not even have a chance to actually ever kind of think about, you know, and ponder about their actions and their, you know, their state of being, and, you know, how they're dressed and things of that nature. So I mean, as far as antagonizing, I'm not antagonizing anybody. I'm simply trying to expose sin. That's pretty much it. So if you're saying that I cannot say that, you know, if I see somebody drinking a beer, if you're telling me that I can't say that drunkards go to hell, you're taking away my free speech, because I'm not inciting that person. I'm simply stating the facts. Drunkards go to hell. That cannot even apply to them. They might not even be a drunkard. They might just be drinking today, but it might not actually be that they're drunkards. But if I say
all this, right? All this, what you're asking me is literally asking me to be the judge and jury as to what you can and cannot do. Or you're asking me to be a judge from the Supreme Court to tell you what you can. I'm not going to get into those details. I'm not smart enough to know all that.
Well,
however, what the city and the state does tell me I can do is I'm going to try to keep the peace. So in keeping the peace, this dialogue, we can have it with lawyers and with a judge. If it gets to the point where I believe you're going to either incite a riot or it's going to become something where someone's going to try to be physical against you or you against them, then I'm going to be removing you because you are the one that is causing it.
Yeah.
And that's the warning that I want to have, and that's the conversation I'm trying to have with you. Now, all the details as to the legalities and what you believe is freedom of speech and all that, we can let the lawyers for the city, because I'm sure you'll sue me. We'll let the lawyers from the city and the judge and the jury decide what it is that you can and cannot do. What I'm telling you is, I'm trying to avoid having to arrest you. I'm trying to make sure that you have your freedom of speech and that you have your area to be able to do what you believe your freedom of speech is. All for it. All for it. But if it gets to the point where it's starting to incite people and it's starting to become confrontational, then at that point, you are that common denominator, and I will remove you from the situation, and it will be over an arrest. And I'm trying to avoid that. That's what this conversation
you already
is about.
accused me of inciting people.
I've been monitoring.
So you're already in the
I've,
place of a judge.
I've
you're
been
already
monitoring. No, because in my position, right?
Yeah.
As a law enforcement officer for the city of Los Angeles, and right, certified by the state of California, I'm here for that reason. So not only was I already advised by people coming to the event, but also by the people that are in charge of the event right now on the issues and the issues that have been happening on every single event that's been coming here, whether it's the LGBT community or whatever it is, right? For me, I don't get to have a political or religious opinion. I'm just here to enforce the law.
But you did give me your opinion. You said I was inciting people. You said I called somebody a bitch.
Well, that's not an opinion. That was a fact, right?
Yeah.
Me monitoring you from over there and then just documenting it.
I didn't call anybody that.
Because then, by me just documenting it, then a judge can decide what it is, right? Right. So I'm just telling you that on the resources, tools, education, and knowledge of what I have of the law, I am trying to avoid getting to the point where I would have to arrest you to avoid bigger issues.
Look, if I call somebody a drunkard or a pothead, I have no power over their actions if they decide to become violent, and I'm aware of the repercussions. If they want to hit me, I'm not going to strike back, but anyways, yeah, so I mean, I have no power over that. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to arrest them if I don't hit them back, because I mean, I'm not the one being violent. I'm simply using words.
Oh, for sure. Because if you're a victim of something, yes, you can, especially if I'm not here to witness it, you can do a private person's arrest, by all means. But at the same time, right, if I continue to monitor it, and you are that common denominator that's instigating the emotions and people wanting to get violent, I will remove you as that problem. And then here's the other thing. I already advised you. I warned you about the bullhorn. The next time you use it, I will be taking it with me. I'll give you a receipt for your property, and you can go pick it up from the station.
Is that a new law? You can't use a bullhorn?
It's not a new law, sir. It's been around. I don't memorize stuff, but I can tell you what the LAMC section is if you want to research it.
We preach in downtown LA all the time, and we never have issues.
You might go over there, and because it's City Hall and what it is, and there's more resources, right? And depending on what the circumstances is, you might not have issues. But right now, I'm limited on resources. There's a lot of people coming in here, and I'm not about to have 20,000 people having an issue with your version of freedom of speech. And you can have freedom of speech. You can have this area by all means, because they have reserved, they have gotten a permit for everything on that side.
All right.
So I'm just going to ask you, please.
Is it possible, I'm going to shut this down, as you mentioned. Is it possible I can stand on the sidewalk there?
I don't want you over there. And that from there to there, and you can ask them to see a copy of the permit, or you can even go to the city's website.
Right.
The city does make all the permits public. You can go see what it is that they have reserved for their event. Okay. Now, if you go over there, right, they could politely ask you to leave again. And if you say no, they can also do a private person's arrest. So then at that point, I will be arresting you for that, and it'll make my night a lot easier, because this thing is going to be going on till late. And if they and if they want to do a private person's arrest because you want to go do it on a property that they have a permit for.
Are you ready? Are you willing to pay the price? Is she worth it? Is the child support really worth it? Is that LAPD worth it? She looks like she's got quite a few LAPDs. The way she's buddy. Sin is not worth it. You're probably going to be in church tomorrow with that lovey-dovey God after you get high in here, after you get drunk. You're going to end up in church tomorrow.
LAMC. Okay? What does it say? Oh, sir. I mean, you want me to read it verbatim to you? Sure. Okay, no problem. No problem. No. Excuse me? What was that?
I got a lot of gray hairs.
No, you said you have nothing better to do, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, I'm not smarter than you.
Okay, just making sure. All right. It is unlawful for any person to cause, allow, or permit the emission or transmission of any loud or raucous noise from any sound making or sound amplifying device.
But it's okay for them to play that music?
Well, they have a permit.
They have a permit.
Yeah, so if you want to go see the permit, by all means, you can see the permit. And that's something you can take with the city. So, to finish, because you wanted me to read it, right? Okay, all right. Making or sound amplifying device in his possession or under his control upon any private property or upon any public, street, alley, sidewalk, or thoroughfare, or in or upon public park or other public places or property. The word loud and raucous noise at his hearing shall mean any sound or any recording thereof when amplified. Okay? Alright. So I'm not smarter than you. And to be honest with you, my dad was a pastor for 45 years.
Yeah, you guys cower down.
And you
guys cower down.
And you were cowards. Your people.
You guys cower down like a bunch of sissies. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I wish I could also give you my opinion.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I'm not, you know,
LAPD, unbelievable. They cower down to these lesbians and trannies and whatever you want to call them. Perverts. predators. You guys cower down to
Let
them.
them
So
rule
again,
the streets.
again, right?
But yet
No
you
word?
people
No
of
word?
faith like us.
No word?
And you know what? It
I'm not
doesn't
allowed to have a
matter.
word
It
under
doesn't
this
matter.
uniform.
Yeah.
When I'm wearing this uniform,
Yeah.
badge,
Only when it benefits you. Yeah. You weren't willing to go in there. You weren't willing to go in there and do your work.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your system. It's your system.
It sounds like you just want to argue with me.
No,
And I'm not
I'm telling you facts. WeSpa. Look it up. You guys cower down like a bunch of sissies.
And you say you guys, right?
Yeah. Your department.
Yeah, and guess what? You're able to vote.
Your department. Aren't you ashamed of your department?
I can't speak about my department if I want to keep my job, right? So, but I
Yeah.
would
You just want to go with the flow. With the trannies, with the
It is
transvestites,
my
with
job.
the predators that want little children.
Well, I will encourage you.
You should be outraged of these predators wanting to go into a wee spa and lay their penis hanging out in front of little you should be outraged as an officer.
I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Not allowed.
Is that all you guys? I'm not allowed.
Why are you getting upset with
No,
me?
I'm not.
You seem to be
Yeah,
upset with
yeah.
me.
It's a righteous anger. It's a righteous anger.
I'm trying to tell you how you can address it, right? You
Yeah.
guys have more power than we do. If you vote for the type of people that you want in office, those people are the ones that write the laws for us. All we do is
Oh, so
enforce-
you're just a bunch of puppets. That's what
Pretty
you are.
much, sir.
Wow.
I don't do what the
Wow.
city and the state and the department.
I'd look into getting another job if you're going to be a puppet, a little puppet.
I promise you, sir. I'm looking for another job.
You know,
Because even this
we
conversation-
respect you guys.
Okay, I'm trying to have a
I used to have so
conversation
much
with you.
hatred and anger towards you guys. I followed one of you guys, 1992, with a loaded gun under the seat of my car. Now, we pray for you guys.
Thank you, sir.
But you guys cowered down like a bunch of sissies on that day at WeSpa. That's all I got to say.
All right. And again, right? When it's time to vote, that's when you all need to have a loud voice. Because if you organize enough people to vote for the type of candidates that will support your beliefs, then those candidates then now get into office. They write policies and laws. Then we have to follow.
Yeah, what
And
policy? What laws?
And then here's the thing, right?
This-
Even if
this-
I don't believe in something,
This
is a big
place is
group.
going down the drain with you and your laws and
Right.
and regulations. You defend the criminal. That's the bottom line. You put him in jail and then you let him out.
When you say you, I'm not. in
Yeah,
charge
the
of
system.
jails.
The system. You're part of the system.
I work for. Unfortunately, it's my job, and I work for a system. Right? I mean, talk to the governor in there. They're closing down jails. I mean, all we have is certain resources. Right now, I'm trying to keep you guys from being lynched, and I'm trying to keep a situation.
Lynch, hey, let them have at it. I'm not running away from these perverts.
Okay.
Let them have at it.
All right.
You're not concerned about us. You just want to keep your job. That's all. Just say it.
You know what? I didn't even have to come here and talk to you guys, right?
Huh?
I could have, and I didn't even have to warn you about it. I could have just taken it and told you this is the
Yeah. Well,
Right?
you're a nice
It's
cop.
right?
You're a nice
If
cop.
I really just wanted to do that,
Just how nasty sin is. Sin reeks. Sin smells. Sin has a horrendous smell. You think dirty armpits smell nasty. You think a dirty vagina smells nasty. You think a woman's butt crack smells nasty. Your sin stinks in the nostrils of God. Your sin stinks. Time for you people to get right with Jesus Christ. It's appointed unto man to die once, and then comes the judgment. How you doing, sir?
Hey, boss. Sorry, man.
Good.
Haven't seen you in a good minute.
Well, we've been in other cities because you guys always shut us down.
All right, so I definitely don't shut you down, right? The only thing that I do is I do remind you of First Amendment, permits, and all the other stuff. So, again, this will be the official warning, right? Unless you have a permit, which I haven't seen one.
This guy is a liar.
Okay, we can address that right now. Let me finish. I'm going to show you respect.
He
You're
Okay.
a liar.
Okay, that's fine.
You're a liar.
Well, we're in
Understood.
public property this time.
Understood. Okay, so you are on public
And may
property.
God,
Sir,
may God
I'm
do
going to
to
show you
you.
respect, but you can't be
You're
speaking
gonna
over
be
me,
put
okay?
down by God.
Okay,
May God strike me down if I'm lying.
okay. Just FYI, my
You
dad's a
remember
pastor.
that.
Hey, my dad's a
You
pastor.
remember that. Yeah, your
My
father,
father's a
just like
pastor, okay? My father's
you're
a
gonna
pastor.
go down.
My father's a
Guerrera,
pastor. My
Guerra,
Guerra.
yeah,
Guerra.
Guerra, whatever
Guerra.
your name is.
Okay.
You're a liar.
God bless you,
You're a
sir.
liar.
God bless
no,
you.
your God is not my God.
Okay, maybe
your
not.
God is not my
Okay,
God.
maybe
you're
not.
worthless.
Maybe not,
You're,
sir.
you're worthless. You're
Maybe.
a piece of trash.
Okay, I
You're a
appreciate
piece
it.
of trash.
I appreciate
That's what
it, sir.
you are.
Well,
what are you gonna do about it, Guerra?
God bless. I'm
Yeah,
still,
God
I'm still,
bless
I'm
me,
still,
right?
I'm still
Come
gonna
on,
show,
use your
I'm still gonna
authority.
show love. I'm
Use
still,
your authority.
I'm still gonna
show
show love. I'm still gonna show
love, please.
Okay, I'm still gonna show love and respect.
You've
for
done
you.
so many
All right.
wicked things.
Okay, are you done?
May God expose your wickedness, Guerra.
So you know what
You
I
don't
do.
frighten me.
Okay,
You don't
I hope
frighten
not.
me.
That's great.
Evil doesn't
No,
frighten
that's great.
me.
I mean, that's the new LAPD. We're not trying to.
Yeah,
we're here
the
to,
new LAPD.
We're
You're
here
a
to protect
liar.
and to serve.
You're a liar. You're
Okay.
a liar.
Okay.
Liar.
Okay.
Liar.
Okay.
Liar. Go lie to somebody else. Go lie to those girls that are wearing nothing. Go tell them to put some clothes on. You come to us, we're preaching righteousness.
And you can. You can continue to preach it. You just cannot have the bullhorn. If you have a permit for the bullhorn,
That's BS.
you can use it.
BS.
Hey, I'm just telling you what.
BS.
Just telling you city policy.
BS.
All right.
BS.
If you continue to use it,
BS.
I'm gonna have to take it.
BS.
And then you can go pick it up from the station.
You can go
continue-
pick it up from
you
the
can-
station.
You can continue to
You
do
can
it
go pick
on
it up
public
from the
sidewalk.
station.
You can
You can
continue
pick
to,
it up
to
from the
exercise your
station.
freedom of speech on the east side or even on the west side. Even if
Yeah,
you want
he
to do
always
it here,
says that.
even
Remember
if-
him?
Even
He was
if you
that
want
guy
to do it
over
here,
there.
Yeah.
even if
Same
you want to
guy.
do it here, you can continue.
Same guy.
You can continue to preach and exercise your
Blah,
freedom of speech.
blah, blah.
Okay,
Blah, blah,
here's your
blah.
warning. So if I
blah,
have to come back for
blah,
this, then I
blah.
will
Do
take it.
something,
Okay?
big man. Do
I'll lower it down.
something.
I
Do
can't.
something.
They have the megaphone right there.
And I'm literally, I already spoke to them.
No,
the
let
people
them-
over
let them
there,
have
and
it.
I'm also and I'm also
Let
going
them
to
have
speak to
it.
them. No, they can't have it.
Well, they're
Because-
part of the event.
Okay, but the event,
You're
the
being
permit,
unfair.
the permit for the noise is on the inside, not on the outside.
All right.
So I'm gonna go speak to them that they also cannot be using the bull.
Okay.
Okay, so
If somebody else comes and you know, has some audio or something, I'm gonna crank it back up.
you cannot.
If somebody else
If
comes,
someone else has,
Yeah.
I have to go give them the same
look.
warning.
If I start preaching and she starts getting on the bullhorn, I'm gonna get back on that
You
bullhorn.
cannot.
If she puts the bullhorn
after
up,
I go give her the warning, she get back on the bullhorn, they're gonna get a hold of me.
well, we'll
And
see.
then I will come back over here and I will take that bullhorn away from her.
We'll see.
Okay?
Let's see.
So, as of right now, her getting back on a bullhorn or a different person getting on a bullhorn is not, oh, well, they're on it, now I'm gonna start on it. I have to also give that other individual the warning and tell them that they cannot have it. That's the process I have to go through. It is not your permission to reactivate it. The same way you guys are recording me, I'm also recording this. I don't want to put hands on anyone. I don't want to have to take your equipment. So please, do me a favor, preach, do your stuff, just don't use the
That's
bullhorn.
why, that's all. If I
Okay.
had enough-
All right?
If I had enough
All right.
courage to listen to you.
I got you.
So you're gonna take it. You're not gonna cite me or arrest me.
No, I would, of course.
You're gonna
I would
cite me.
I would cite you, and then I'm going to give you a receipt for your property.
And you're
Okay.
spitting on
So
their
the section
on their
is
blood.
under the 602
You're
section or
spitting
something,
on their
something,
blood.
something. I don't have it memorized. But
If you could give me the
Yeah.
section, that would be good.
okay.
So
So
bring it back.
okay.
Okay.
To do what?
Okay.
Just to look it up.
I couldn't hear you. 'cause he's
Wicked.
Just to look
You're
it
a
up.
wicked cop. That's
I'll
what
tell
you
you what,
are.
if you want the section,
You're
I'll
a
give you the
wicked cop. You're a wicked cop.
I get you, sir.
You're a
There's a few
wicked
noise
cop.
ordinances for LAMC. 41.57A1. Loud and raucous noise from amplifying device on private property.
Can I take a picture of it?
41.57A2. Loud and raucous amplifying noise on a public street.
We're not
Yeah.
on private
41.
property.
Can I take a
said on
picture?
a public street, sir.
Can I take a picture, please?
41.57A3. Loud and raucous noise from amplifying device on park or other public
Can I take a
property.
picture of it, please?
I'll let you know, sir.
That's his
I need a-
personal notes.
I need a
That's his
picture.
personal notes for his stuff. He's
Okay.
giving you
Let
the
me see
sections.
it. Let me see it. Let me
Those
see
are
it.
his
Can,
personal. Those are
Can
his
you
personal
record it then?
notes. Those are his personal notes.
Blah, blah,
numbers
You're a
again?
liar. You're a liar.
These are not, these are
You're a
city.
liar.
There's other state and county ordinances. 41.57A1, 41.